In Westminster by Conservative MP David Jones, who said, well, you said you were very disappointed by what the Prime Minister had to say last night, and I sense in that word a considerable amount of restraint from you, perhaps.
A huge amount of restraint. It's very unusual for anyone who is trying to garner votes from people to go out of your way to upset them, and that's apparently what the Prime Minister did last night.
What's your sense? Norman was saying that he thinks this has woefully backfired, but, you know, do you have a sense that some MPs who were perhaps minded to back the Prime Minister's deal are now not going to because of what she said and how she said it?
Well, I think that that's absolutely right. In fact, I spoke to two colleagues yesterday evening after the statement, and they are people who did actually support the withdrawal agreement at the last vote, and they said that they were so incensed that they had decided not to support it next time round. Now, it may be, of course, that they reconsider, but certainly the immediate effect of the Prime Minister's statement was very counterproductive from her point of view.
So what's your take on how you think the week ahead, the 8 days left before the 29th of March, will pan out? You were listening with interest as we saw that news come through, saying that the Leader of the Commons, Andrea Leadsom, had made a statement saying that next week she will try to bring before Parliament an attempt to remove the 29th from law, via a law, to remove the 29th as the Brexit date and to allow for this extension.
Yes, well, I think that the meaningful vote will be lost again. I think that there's no doubt about that. Now, the EU have said quite clearly that they would only allow a short extension. The Prime Minister herself has said that she would only agree to a short extension. But of course, if the meaningful vote is defeated from the government's perspective, then the government has to take a decision as to how to take it forward. And it may be that the EU would offer a longer extension. That's
not something that you clearly would be in favour of.
I certainly would not be in favour of it. I think probably a large number of my colleagues wouldn't be in favour of it either. And I think more importantly, the electorate would be very concerned about it as well, particularly after we heard only yesterday from the Prime Minister that she could not under any circumstances agree to a longer extension than the end of June.
But do you think that alongside MPs who have expressed a majority opinion that they don't want a no-deal scenario, that the public also don't want no deal?
Well, if my constituents are anything to go by, I don't think that that's right at all. The messages I'm getting from my constituents, and I get a lot every day, are that they just want this process finished. And although there's concern at Westminster about the consequences of a no deal, I don't think that that's shared by the wider electorate. They simply want all this process finished. And I think that they would be content to leave next week without a deal.
David Jones MP, thank you very much for your time today.